Hey guys, it's Robert Powers, and today I'm going to show you how to install these little heel taps, heel guards, and I'll talk at first a little bit about the purpose of them. And the purpose of these things, by the way, is to protect the heel of the shoe. So, for example, here's a pair of Bostonian shoes, and if you look, if you can see the outer edge, whenever you walk, it's always going to be the outer edge of the heel that's always going to wear. So you can see, you know, the outside edge of that heel is always going to take the brunt of the wear first, okay? And the top lift is the part of the heel that's rubber, so you can see the line right there. So basically what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have the heel wear down past that line there. Now that's only true on shoes with stacked leather heel construction. If it's a solid rubber, you know, heel where the whole thing is one piece, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter because it's not really repairable. So what happens is that edge wears down, and that's going to wear down first. So especially if you walk on pavement a lot, which I tend to do, then these things can come in very useful. Now you can see this one has been on the shoe for quite a while, and you can see it's held on with 3 nails, but there's also an adhesive backing on it, and you can see it's wearing through. So first of all, you want to install these things before you have a lot of wear on the heels. If there's too much wear on the heels, you really, you know, can't really get them on there very well. And then you also want to replace them, you know, before they get too bad. One thing I want to point out, you see these 2 nails, you can see where the wear is. I'd say the point of highest wear is right about here. Again, I'm not a professional cobbler, and maybe somebody will correct me, but I don't think you want the center, spike where the greatest wear is, because then the wear is going to hit that nail, and then this nail head could wind up being sticking out, and you could snag the nail head on carpet, you could damage somebody's floor. So, first thing, let's assume that you're going to start with a shoe that does not have one. I already removed it from this. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of try to see where the center point of the wear is, which I'd say is about, it goes where is from here to here, so about there. So you can see the 3 nail holes. You get the idea. I'm going to try to center this thing so that I want to try to put this thing on there, so that if the wear, middle of the wear is there, the middle spot of that wear is kind of between the 2 nail holes. Okay? Something like that. These are the ones that I get. These are a number 5, by the way. They do go by sizes. This is a number 5, and they do have ones larger and smaller than this. I get them from eBay. I'll put in the description below there a link to where I get them. You could also purchase these in pairs. I think Kiwi, like any, you know, the shoe care section at the Walmarts, the local, what do you call it, the drugstores usually have theirs. Have these. The only downside is the packets that you get from Kiwi or whatever. If you want to get 10 or 20 of them, you know, they're a couple bucks a pair, which is fine if you're getting 1 pair, but not if you want to, you know, not if you want to go get, you know, 10 or 15 of them or whatever. So, and the ones that I get also have the adhesive back. I think that's the best way. So, something that actually I think really helps when putting these on. I'm going to show off one of my tools here. It's my cobbling stand. Isn't this thing beautiful, right? I picked this thing up off of Let Go, which is like a Facebook Marketplace type app, and this piece actually does come off, okay, and then if you spin it around the other way, it angles up. Isn't that pretty cool? So I found this on Let Go. I think it was either 20 or 25 bucks. Obviously you don't really need one of these, but you know, this just makes it really nice. So I'm gonna take the, obviously, shoe tree out of there, and to remove the old one, I'm just gonna take my screwdriver here and start on the inside. Keep your fingers away. Don't do this, because then, okay, so keep your fingers far away. Gently work it in there, that can right under the screw head, and twist. It should come up. Work it all the way around. Pop that old nail head up. These nails are kind of odd that they come with. They're like a spike, almost look like a miniature railroad spike. So there you go. Oops. And don't leave that on the floor, especially if you have children or pets. Okay, you see the adhesive there. Now, by the way, to get this old adhesive off, the best way I've found to get this old adhesive off, just to roll it off. Just use your finger and just push. And it kind of just all balls up. Actually the very best way I found to get it off. So, right, and it just all comes off like a big booger. So, okay. Now that I've got that pretty clean, I don't think it needs to be immaculate. Right. Now in this case, because the one I'm taking off and the one I'm putting back on are the same size, it's going to make it pretty easy. If, you know, I could use the same holes, but if not, you know, then you're going to have to make sure that you get it exactly where you want it. So this might be the trickiest part. Okay. And, oh, by the way, the nails, I forgot to show you the nails. These little spikes, okay? They kind of get wider at the top. Now be careful, these things are crazy sharp, okay? So there's a little indent there. Can you see the indentations where they go? There's 3 spots. And don't put your finger behind it, but I've found it's best just to get all 3 of them started, or at least the outside 2 started, okay? And I've got all 3 of them started, poking through the back a little bit. So now, like I said, in this case, I'm just going to line them up with the screw holes. If not, again, I'm going to be taking the center of the space between 2 of the spikes and centering that on the wear spot, okay? So, but in this case, I'm just going to line it up with a old hole. There we go. Okay, stick it down, and then you want a little hammer, right? And you want to make sure these spikes are straight. You definitely don't ever want these things angling out and poking out the side of the leather heel. So get it started. You can push it with your finger, and then once you get it straight, right? Those went in pretty easy because there was already a hole there. And then I'm going to flip it over to the pointier side of the hammer. If you need to, you could use a screwdriver even if you want to make sure that you drive these things all the way down into the recess. Perfect. Here we go. Now, these will change the geometry of the shoe just a little bit. It's not really noticeable to me. The time where I would say these are the most noticeable is if you walk on a lot of like marble or linoleum floors. So let's just say you work in an office environment, like city halls oftentimes have a lot of linoleum and marble, things like that. Then you may not want these. That's the one time I would say they can be a little bit slippery. I have not found them to be slippery. On carpet, any soft surface, you can't really tell they're there. What I will also do is I'll show you how they sound. Because they do make a little bit of noise. So I'd say the sound is one factor that you may not like. They are slippery on marble or linoleum floors, but if you're going to walk on concrete a lot, you know, I really like them. I do not find them to be slippery on, you know, wet pavement or anything like that. So, okay, so there's that one. I've got another one here. And in doing all this stuff, moving around, I seem to have misplaced the other one. This is sometimes the hardest part, I'm telling you, is getting this paper off when you don't have fingernails. There we go. Getting it started. Grab a couple spikes. One. And keep your fingers away from the... Oh, son of a mother. That's another bad part. I just dropped one of the spikes into the carpet, and our carpet down here in my cobbling area, it's like multicolored and everything disappears in it. And the reason that worries me, again, is the dog and the kids. So I'm gonna have to get down on my hands and knees after this is done and try to find a missing spike. So anyway, and just grab another one for now. And I've got all 3 of them in there. get it lined up. And again, this one, I'm replacing one that was already in there the same size. You'll have to take a little more time and care if you've never had one on here, because then you're going to have to, again, line it up exactly where you want it. Okay, now let me show you where I do have it lined up. So you can see the high wear spot on my heel is about here. It's in between the two spikes, and you see how I have the edge lined up there. I don't want it to go past, but I want it, you know, lined up there. Tangential, I think is a proper term, but I want it lined up with the edge. And you could actually, a more proper tool for this would be a punch, and I do have a punch, but screwdriver works just fine. Missed. There we go. Okay. Not too shabby. Now the way you want these, if I have the shoes here side by side, right? I want to try to have them symmetric. Okay. So, and if I can do this, what I will do is I'll just take a few steps here on two different pairs of shoes so you can hear them. So these shoes are just loafers and leather-soled shoes. And yeah, they have oversoles on them, but with a rubber heel. And I'll demonstrate the sound. Oops, sorry. Kids' dolls. So these are quiet. Okay. Now I will put on the shoes with the heel tacks on them, and you'll see they are a bit louder. This may or may not bother some people. Okay. And I'll get these on. Just give me a second to get them laced up here. And we'll see, the sound is a little bit different. They kind of clack a little bit. So some people like it, some people may not. I think it sounds kind of cool. Here we go. Can you tell the difference? It's like a click-clack. And again, I'll pop the loafers on. So, anyway, they are louder. Hope that helps. And sorry about it's not a completely professional video quality here, but I'm trying. So anyway, my goal is just to help guys, learn more about shoes, take better care of your shoes, and, look and feel better overall by doing that. So I hope that helped. I'll catch you guys later.